Hi guys, good evening, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chinazome Cynthia. On today's video, we are going to be talking about the 10 sunscreen mistakes you are probably making. You know that one is buying the right products, and number two is using the right products the right way. If you have a good product and you are not using it the right way, it is equal to you not using anything. So on today's video, I'm going to be pinpointing on the mistakes you are probably making as a sunscreen user. Of course, everybody should have a sunscreen. Number one mistake you're probably doing is not applying enough sunscreen. When I say enough sunscreen, I do not mean you should pour everything in your hand and then start applying. No, there is a general rule guiding the quantity of sunscreen that you should apply, and which is that you should always follow the two-finger rule. And when using these sunscreens, make sure that you extend them both to your ears, the back of your ears, and to your neck. You do not want to have a bright looking face with a dull neck. No, everything has to be in uniform. Second one is not reapplying your sunscreen. I am also guilty of this one. Yes, sometimes due to classes, I do not even remember to reapply my own. So we all are learning, all right? But the rule is that you should always reapply your sunscreen every 2 hours. Now, the big question will now be, when I'm putting on a makeup, how am I supposed to reapply a sunscreen? Sis, that is why we have things like sun sprays. Go get sun sprays. Now, this is going to lead us to number 3, which is relying on the sunscreen in your makeup products. There are some makeup products that come with a particular amount of SPF. Sis, that SPF in that makeup product is not enough. It is not enough. Still get a sunscreen. So now, how do you incorporate that sunscreen in your routine? What you have to do is, after your moisturizer, go in with your sunscreen. When your sunscreen is totally dried up, then you can then go in with your makeup. Reapply with your sun spray. It's as simple as that. Now, the next is mixing your sunscreen with your moisturizer. Why? Make me understand. Why are you doing that? These two products have been formulated differently. You trying to mix the two of them is you making the two products inactive. They do not contain the same ingredients. They do not contain the same concentration of ingredients. Do not try to mix. Some people will be like, oh, my sunscreen leaves a white cast, so let me mix it with my moisturizer in order to reduce the white cast that it gives. Sis, please stop doing that. If your sunscreen leaves a white cast, just go and get a better sunscreen that does not leave a white cast. Do not mix your sunscreen and your moisturizer. You are rendering the sunscreen useless. Next is applying your moisturizer on top of your sunscreen. I have seen this countless times. A sunscreen is the last step in your skincare routine, in your morning skincare routine. After your cleanser, you tone, you put your essence, your serum, your moisturizer, then comes your sunscreen. Your sixth point is relying just on your sunscreens. Sis, bro, that you're putting on a sunscreen is not giving you the license to then go and stand under the sun for 2 hours, 3 hours just because you're putting on a sunscreen. No. Still avoid the sun as much as you can. Still make sure that you are always putting on protective clothing. Go get you some sunglasses, get you a hat, a cap. All these things are just to make sure that you protect your skin from the sun. You applying a sunscreen is not a license for you to then go and stand under the sun just because you applied a sunscreen. No. Still do everything possible to avoid the sun as much as you can. The seventh point I have here is applying your sunscreens only on days you are going out. Some people even skip their sunscreens on rainy days or when the weather is so cold. Just because the sun is not really out, you then skip your sunscreen. No. Your sunscreen should be an essential in your skincare routine. It is not something you say, oh, I don't want to use it today. My skin is okay. The same way you wake up every morning, you take your bath, you brush your teeth. These things are essentials that you are supposed to do every single morning, right? Now, That is also the same way you should make sure that you are also applying your sunscreen every single morning. There is what we call the skincare basics, and these include your cleanser, your moisturizer, and your sunscreen. Apply your sunscreen even on days that you know you are going to be spending time right inside your house. Why? Because the sun actually has rays. An example is the UVA rays. Now, UVA rays have a very high wavelength. So far you can see the cloud, so far you can see the sky, apply a sunscreen. The next point is using expired sunscreen. Now this is almost the same as saying because you got a food item, now when it expires, you still eat it. Do you do that? Your body actually consumes these things. The same with your skincare products. You apply your skincare products directly on your skin. So your body still consumes whatever ingredient that is in your skincare products. Just because it is not something you consume orally does not mean you should then play around with it. No. If your sunscreen has expired, throw it out today. Now, the next is using sunscreens that is below SPF 30. Whenever you are purchasing any sunscreen, always check out the label. All right, if it is not above SPF 30, do not buy. Some persons even advise you not to buy sunscreens that are below SPF 50. That is to tell you how serious you should always be checking your sunscreen. All right, make sure that your sunscreen is above SPF 30. Make sure that it is broad spectrum, that it covers both UVA rays and UVB rays, because some sunscreens actually cover just the UVB rays, some cover just the UVA rays. Make sure that it covers both. UVA rays are rays that increases your risk of suffering from hyperpigmentation, skin aging. Now, UVB rays, these are rays that increases your risk of suffering from sunburn, skin cancer. So make sure that your sunscreen is broad spectrum, that it covers the two rays. Now to the very last point, please do not apply your sunscreen on a damp skin. Apply your sunscreen on a dry skin. After your moisturizer, of course, you should apply your moisturizer on a damp skin before you go in with your sunscreen. Now, after applying your sunscreen, do not head out immediately. This is just to activate your sunscreen. Give it time, like 10 to 15 minutes is enough to get it activated before you go out under the sun. So I know this video was helpful to you. Like, comment, and share the video. Also hit the notification bell so that when next I post a new video, you'll be the very first person to be notified. Bye.